Hey YouTube world, long overdue video here. Today's video is a quick review and personal opinion on the Diana Chaser, more specifically the Diana Chaser kit. Now it's called a kit because for $129.99 from Pyramid Air, thank you Pyramid Air, you get the Diana Chaser pistol, comes fitted with the pistol barrel. You also get the rifle barrel, suppressor, and you get the buttstock that attaches on. It comes with open sights. I used for a little while on the first day, and I put on this cheap scope. It's like $17 from Walmart. It's a 3 to 7 scope. Yeah, it's a little small, but to be honest with you, the distance and the performance matches the gun nicely without having a fortune into it. I used one of these on my Daisy Powerline 880, and for look, $17. They're actually pretty good, pretty accurate. But anyway, back to the star of the show today. The one I bought, they come in .177 and .22 caliber. I went for the 22. CO2 compressed air cylinder is right in there. Okay, there's your little screw cap. Here's a nice idea. There's a little pin that unscrews and goes in there to tighten or loosen the end cap. So that's quite nice. You also get a little sight window for the CO2 cartridge. As you can see, there's one in there. I actually prefer to think that it's not just a sight window so you can tell whether there's a cartridge in there or not. It's a good idea, don't get me wrong, because it's like, oh man, I forget, is there still a cylinder in there with air in it or not? And if you take off the end cap to find out, you've lost all your air. Occasionally these can get stuck, so this is a really cool idea. I just stick a screwdriver in there and flick it and it comes straight out. So CO2, this is a 22 caliber little crossbolt safety in the trigger, which is a nifty idea. It's quite good, actually. I like it. Thought it was a bit odd at first. I do like that the bolt lever is on the left. I'm right-handed. Once I have a nice, comfortable grip, I can reload and do everything with my left hand without changing my grip position. So that's pretty cool. All right. Little pellet tray there is magnetic. That's quite nice. You can get a magazine for these. They're about $20, I believe. I'm not that interested at this stage, and I think they hold 7 pellets. There has been some talk about reliability issues, as I may get one day, but right now I'm not really concerned. It's easy enough to reload, and it is. It's nice and light, very smooth action on the bolt there. The buttstock is easily attachable or detachable with that little, no tools required. What I also like about the pistol grip is there is space for a spare CO2 cartridge. Again, another nice idea. Now, as I said, it comes fitted with the pistol barrel, which I have not used. I put the rifle barrel on it straight away. The suppressor, this thing is fantastic. This gun is so quiet. I'm telling you, for $130, as I said, I'll just quick shout out to Pyramid Air. I get nothing from them and want nothing from them for free. I'm just happy to give credit where credit's due. I'm in central Pennsylvania. I think they're in Ohio. Anyway, I think 2 or 3 times I've purchased air guns from them, and I've had it in my hand in 24 hours. Another nice option that I like with Pyramid Air is very low interest finance. Well, depending on your credit score. If your credit score is anywhere decent, it's very low interest. And this is the second time I've taken advantage of that now. Very low interest payments through a company called Affirm. And that is a nice option on Pyramid Air that many online airgun stores don't offer. So I chose to make 3 consecutive monthly payments of very low interest. And I had this thing in my hand before my first payment was due. So seriously, again, thanks Pyramid Air, fantastic service, and a good company to deal with. So anyway, back to this guy. There's not really much more to say. I did strip this thing down once and couldn't believe how easy it was to tear it apart. Even more simple than the teardown. And I think I'll do a video on that one day. I can't, just amazed at the simplicity of the design. it's almost crude, but I like very, very simple mechanics. Performance, I don't have a chronograph. I've seen chrony tests on these in the .22 with the rifle barrel attached. They seem to be running right around 500 feet per second, which is acceptable. It's okay. I haven't seen anyone. I haven't seen anyone report any muzzle energy. I can tell you it does have a respectable and functional amount of whack behind the 14.3 grain pellets. I have taken out a pest bird at about 45 yards. I reckon that's about the limit on this thing. You're starting to hold over the target for it to get there with that extra weight. That said, okay, the speed performance, so you can see the pellet through the scope, you can see it flying. There's still really good energy with that heavier pellet, the 22 pellet, really good effective energy if you're using this for small game hunting or pest control. I personally reckon this is nicely suited for about 35 yards to 40 yards. If you're doing any hunting, if you've got, some property that you, in the right season legally do some dove hunting or squirrel hunting or rabbit hunting, yes, you can get within range of those kind of animals to successfully hunt them and take them out. Power's pretty good. It's not, it's not shockingly amazing. I have an Umarex Octane nitrous piston air rifle chambered in .22 caliber, and that thing is a beast. That thing is running about right on around 1,000 feet per second velocity with 35 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. That is, for an off-the-shelf break barrel air rifle, that thing has got a ton of power. With certain pellets, I can punch a hole through one side of a 44-gallon drum with the Umarex Octane. This is nowhere near. This is about half the power of that. Now, that said, the Umarex Octane, which is also reasonably quiet, it's got a suppressor. So I'm on half an acre, and that's, even then sometimes it's a bit too much air rifle for the suburbs. This is perfect. Seriously, this is light. It's easy to use. It's nice and accurate. Let me pause on that. I did go through a hell of a breaking in period where I wasn't having much fun with this thing. I really didn't start getting accurate till after 200 or 300 pellets went through the barrel, and I also tried many, many different pellets out of frustration, and some pretty expensive ones. I'm not going to name names, but let me just tell you, I've come back down to the Crossman hollow points, domed hollow points, because they're like $6 and some change for a tin of 500. And it turns out after this thing has settled down, they're as good as anything else, or almost as good as anything else, for 3 or 4 times the price. So look, for around your backyard, this thing is so quiet. It was actually so hard to get used to. At first, I thought I had a defective gun, and I'm not joking. This thing is ridiculously quiet. I've got a little cast iron skillet I've got hanging in the background, in the backyard, that I shoot old soup cans or, bean cans, whatever. There's more noise. There's literally more noise from the pellet hitting the can than what there is coming out of the muzzle. Like, I'm not joking. It's weird. It really took some getting used to. You hear the sear spring, you pull the trigger, you hear the sear let go and make a little weird vibration sound. There's more noise out of there than what there is there. Well, when I'm using it anyway, my ear's back here somewhere. You hear all the action here, and then you hear the pellet hit the can. So it's like, man, is this pellet just falling out of the barrel? Because you don't hear any bang sound, On my half acre in my residential neighbourhood, I've got no problem using my Daisy Powerline 880. Still one of my favourite all-round air guns for $35, but I've done videos on that before. So this is a beautiful spot in between the Daisy Powerline 880 and my Umarex Octane hard thumping 22. This is really nice. I've done, unfortunately, had to do some pest control. I like chipmunks. Yes, they're a rodent, but they're the cutest little rodent you could ever see. And I had quite a lot of them scurrying around my backyard. Never bothered me at all. My wife doesn't like the holes in the lawn. I don't have manicured lawns. I don't have lovely gardens. I'm just not a gardener. I don't care. But as long as the chipmunks leave me alone, I will leave them alone. But recently, they started screwing with my car. They got up in the hood, in the engine compartment, started causing some damage. They started getting into the garage walls and, getting into trying to get onto the siding of my house. So that's where I've got to draw the line. I can't have that. And I was overpopulated with them. So in 2 days, I took out about 16 or 8 of them, all with this, all with headshots, and plenty of power to humanely and quickly take them out. And I think I've got the message. I don't really even see him much at the moment. So yeah, look, great all round. I'm going to finish this video up. I try and keep the videos short. All round, excellent. Very, very quiet for a suburban neighborhood, up in your attic, in your basement, wherever you want to plink. And to that 35 or 40 yards, yes, good enough for humane pest control, or even some, if you're into hunting doves or rabbits or whatever in your backyard, or if you've got a family member or something. Yeah, perfect. One thing I will say, in 22, I am happy with this air gun. I really am, for $130. That said, there's part of me that's wishing that I'd got the .177. Now, I don't have a 177 with this, so I can't tell. Watching some crony tests, I've seen a couple of guys using it as a pistol with as you know, with a longer barrel, you pick up better velocity. But with the shorter pistol barrel, they're still only getting around 500 or just over with the chronograph measuring the velocity. So I was sort of hoping that with the 177 rifle barrel, you could get up to 650, maybe even closer to 700 feet per second. That would be nice in a 177. That said, I could buy one in 177 and be disappointed. So the 22 is nice. I don't know. There's just something nagging at me saying that maybe I should have tried it in the .177 to get some faster velocity. Because to be honest with you, the .177 accuracy seems to be most important. With the Daisy Powerline 880, which is a $35 multi-pump air gun off the shelf at Walmart, I have taken pest birds, I have taken chipmunks, and I've taken a rabbit with my Daisy Powerline 880 in .177. The rabbit surprised me. The rabbit was at easy 40 yards, I reckon closer to 45 yards. So, yeah, I think, as I said, I'm happy with this. I'm just wondering if I chose a .177 instead of the 22, I'm wondering if I would have enjoyed the slightly higher velocity. But I guess I'm going to have to buy one to find out, aren't I? Anyway, that's it for now. Later on, I've got a bit going on at the moment. Later on, I will strip this thing down and show you inside, show you how beautifully simple it is. And I will do a video, just taking a couple of pot shots. Yeah, look, you've all seen people shoot air guns before, but I would like to do a video just to try and demonstrate how quiet this thing is. So anyway, thanks for watching. Go and buy one.